I saw my husband holding another woman, and I didn't expose him because in that moment, I had already decided to ruin him. My name is Victoria Hayes. 3 years ago, I built our high-end spa brand from the ground up in Manhattan. We sold privacy, professionalism, and boundaries. That was our identity. The night everything broke, we went in as customers. My therapist wore a standard uniform, her movements precise, her expression neutral. Every touch followed protocol, clean, controlled, professional. In the next room, my husband had something entirely different. The girl walked in wearing a schoolgirl outfit, heels clicking against the floor, black stockings tight against her legs. She didn't kneel. She sat directly on his lap, her body pressed against his, her hand sliding across his chest like it belonged there. She leaned into his ear, whispering, breathing against his skin. He didn't stop her. He wrapped an arm around her waist like it was routine. I felt nothing at first. Just cold. I stepped into the room. "Is this a massage?" I asked quietly. "Or something else?" The girl jumped off him instantly, pale and shaking. He didn't look guilty, just annoyed. "It's upgraded service," he said. "Male clients expect more. That's how we keep them." That's when I realized this wasn't a mistake. This was his strategy. I nodded once and walked out. Then I opened the company group chat. Everyone to the lobby. No exceptions. 10 minutes later, the entire staff stood there. Therapists, managers, receptionists, silent, waiting. I looked at them, calm. "Starting tonight, Therapist 88 will handle all male clients." "Alone," murmurs spread instantly. She was brought forward, the same girl. I lifted her chin so everyone could see her. "If this is what keeps customers," I said, "then everyone should learn." This wasn't about humiliating her. It was about exposing the lie. The first client walked out in under 5 minutes. Said the place felt cheap. The second, a 10-year member, laughed. Told us he came for standards, not desperation. The third was a woman. She exploded. Demanded a refund and asked if this meant her husband had been receiving the same treatment. Within an hour, everything collapsed. Complaints flooded in. Refunds stacked up. Revenue dropped in real time. I pulled up the numbers and showed him. Every loss, every dollar, every consequence of his strategy. For the first time, he looked nervous. "You're humiliating your own staff," he snapped. I looked at him. "This is what you built." No one spoke after that. That night, I made him sit through the standard service, strict, professional, by the book. No flirting. No shortcut stop by the end. He was exhausted. I just watched him like he was a stranger. After that, I started digging. His accounts were spotless. Too spotless, which meant he'd hidden everything well. A week later, he invited me to dinner. Candles, wine, soft voice. Like nothing had happened. I drank up the bitterness, hit first stop, then darkness. When I woke up, I wasn't in the restaurant. Concrete floor, dim lights. The air thick with sweat and alcohol. He stood in front of me, arm around that same girl. Smiling. "This is all for you," he said. He told me he'd record everything, destroy my reputation, use it to force me out with nothing. That's when I understood. This wasn't new. He had been waiting for this moment all along. But he didn't know the second he poured that wine, my camera was already live. Everything was streaming. Thousands watching, then hundreds of thousands watching him plan. Watching him gloat dot, watching him fall. When the police broke in and slammed him to the ground, his face went from arrogance to panic to complete collapse. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just looked at him. This was your choice. He tried to fight back later, tried to claim the company, the assets, control, but I had already moved every piece. His secrets came out one by one. His reputation crumbled. His allies disappeared. In the end, he stood outside the company building, alone, just like the broke man I met years ago. Only this time, no one reached out a hand at me. I sat in the boardroom, watching it all end. No anger, no satisfaction, just closure.